Woman that's not picked yet be doing wifely duties for a man.
Okay, so a woman that's not picked yet, no, she should not be doing wifely duties.
And that's all I'm saying. You can show him, you can give him peace, you can show him think, whatever. But if you think going over his house and doing his laundry and doing all these extra things when you're not his wife yet is going to guarantee that you get picked, plenty of women have seen that that's not true.
So should the woman that's not picked yet be doing wifely duties? Ladies,
you should be showing him, but you doing them as if you're his wife.
Wait, Kayla, because
I've never done any man's laundry.
No. I know this is a hot spot for you, Kayla, because this came up before. How do you know when you picked?
What do you mean?
When you get married, right?
When you get married.
When he asks you to be his wife. When you, or, you know, depending on what you want, people who don't believe in marriage and just want long-term committed relationships. When he asks you,
I'm not going against you because I think people in this day and age move a little bit different. So what they would determine to be picked may be a little bit different. So that's why I'm asking.
Yeah, I mean, these days they determine like in a relationship.
So that's not fair. And Q, you date, so hush up.
I would rather be a pick Misha than a pass Misha, someone that gets passed around. But you know,
can we define pick
Mishas get passed around?
All right, let's talk about this really quickly. All right, pick Misha, pass Misha. Oh my God, the internet, social media is undefeated when it comes to the terminologies. Everyone has a mic. Everyone has a mic, so or anyone can they can turn on the mic just right there on their phone. And obviously, there's a lot of opinions flying around, and the opinions that will go viral next, we just don't know, and we don't know how much it will affect you and I as individuals. Should a woman act like? Let's take it piece by piece and then dissect it.
Should a woman that's not picked yet be doing wifely duties for a man?
Should a woman that's not picked yet be doing wifely duties for a man? It's one of those things that, again, we're trying to pretend like it's something you can turn off and on, right? If you're a wife, you're a wife. I don't know if you've ever heard that before, okay? Even if you're not yet picked, okay? It's the same thing for husbands. If you're a husband, you are a husband. Another way that we tend to say that is wife material, husband material, right? It's not something that's so easy. Maybe some could. I never say never, right? It's not something that is so easy to just turn off. If you're a wife, it's an extremely hard thing. Let me say, if you're a husband, it's an extremely hard thing to turn off. Even when you try to turn it off, it's like running from your own shadow again. You can't really run from your own shadow. It's like, so I'm going to flip it since I'm a man, right? It's like you've heard that men shouldn't simp, right? You shouldn't do certain things for women. And then you met a girl that you really like. And then you're trying, if you're a husband material, you're going to have a hard time not doing things for her. It's not doing things for her. It's making her life easier, bringing value to her, right? You're going to have a hard time just naturally trying to turn that off. It's the same thing with wife, right? If you're a wife material, as in you see yourself being somebody's wife, quote unquote wifely duty, whatever that is, you know, in this time and age. If you're naturally that person, I'm not saying it's impossible for you to turn that off if you meet a guy. I would question, why do you feel the need to turn that off? What is it that's making you feel insecure about that situation that you feel the need to turn off your wifely duties, characteristics, or character? Why do you feel the need to turn that off? You know, that's what I would want to know. I'll be interested in that, right? Because again, if you feel so safe and you feel secure in it, and these are sizable books, they're minimum 200 pages. You can download them absolutely for free by simply going to, for example, this one, you just go to getmymarriageback.com, smartrealestatewholesaling.com, realestatemoneysecrets.com. So yes, I am a 3 times author. Those books are out there for your consumption, and they are also available everywhere on Amazon, anywhere that you pick up books. So in case you prefer a physical book like that, the situation You're just being yourself. Naturally, you're just being yourself. The last thing you're thinking about is like, usually the reason for that is because people have gone through bad experiences. If you've gone through terrible experiences, in your own opinion, then you feel like if I turn this part of me off, maybe that will make the person. It's basically controlling behavior. That's not influence. Controlling behavior is basically, you may want to use them interchangeably, but one has value, one doesn't have value. One doesn't pay attention to the value that you bring to the other person. Influence pays attention, particular attention to the value that you bring to the other person. And yes, in a positive way, you can actually use that. You can use that as a persuasive thing, to create the result you're looking for, but also from a standpoint of bringing value to that other person. So the idea that you're just going to turn off your wifely duties because this person is not yet an husband is cap. I declare it cap. Because if that's really you, if you're truly a wife, you will have a hard time. At least, if not impossible, you will have a hard time turning that off when you meet a person that you feel safe and secure with. If you don't feel safe and secure with them, then let's address that, because that's a different conversation entirely, right?
Okay, so a woman that's not picked yet, no, she should not be doing wifely duties.
And that's all I'm
So even Rilla says no, she should not be. You're right. It's a should, but she will be. If she's truly a wife, she'll be doing those things. If she's not a wife, which again, you can go in between, you can become not being a wife because you've gone through a terrible experience. If you've gone through a terrible experience, you will naturally not want to, serve the other person because you feel like it's because you serve them that's making them act out of place. But that's actually has nothing. It could just be that person. That person may just not be a husband, right? But you take that energy, you take it to the next relationship, and you're effectively hurting not just that person, but yourself, right? So the idea that no, if you're not really a wife, you shouldn't be doing wifely duties is I'm not saying it's wrong. It's actually right because you use the word should. But if you're truly a wife, you will find yourself doing those things naturally, right? Because you feel safe, secure, and naturally you would want to serve that person.
saying. You can show him, you can give him peace, you can show him think, whatever.
What does it mean to be showing him? I don't understand. Showing him that your wifely duties, even kids, when you're raising kids, you better be showing them by way of examples. Your words have very little effect. They're watching what you're doing. It's the same thing in a romantic relationship. Your actions speak louder than your words. You may say, I love you to death. If she doesn't feel like you love her, you're not going to create the results you're looking for.
But if you think going over his house and doing his laundry and doing all these extra things when you're not his wife yet is going to guarantee that.
What does it mean, extra things? How are you doing? Our bonjour to you as well, right? What does it mean to be doing the extra thing? Again, you're calling it extra because you feel already like you're in a subjugated place. You're not feeling safe. That's why you're overthinking. This is all overthinking romantic relationships, right? Good morning, Mr. Knowledge and Relationships. Thanks for stopping by, brother. Right?
You get picked. Plenty of women have seen that that's not true.
So should the woman that's not picked yet?
So because you're doing those things, don't guarantee that you will be picked. That's absolutely correct. But again, you shouldn't be doing it because you want to be picked. That's the problem right there. You really should not be doing these things because you want to get picked. All right? So yeah, ultimately, I'll say this. Should you be doing those things? I don't know. I don't think you get to control that. I think the only thing you get to control is to pick a space where you're feeling safe and secure to be willing to give value to other people. That's all you should be trying to control, because that works for you and then it works for the other person. Trying to manipulate people or weaponize what you have to bring to people to control them, that's always going to backfire. Unfortunately, that's always going to backfire. All right. So with that being said, we're just going to go ahead and move on to the next segment. And